At this point, it's not even funny anymore, guys, because what is happening? The man, the myth, and the legend strikes once again. Jim Cramer, the other day, tweeted about how we gotta wait until Monday for a bounce. When he posted this, guys, literally at the top, and here is Monday. What happened? Exactly. Right? 100% accuracy. He's not joking, guys. Right? This is diabolical. He's always wrong. Right? Literally always. And then this is where it gets a little bit more sinister. Jim Cramer strikes once again. He just posted this today. History is hard to fade. Even when there are so many who think the Mag 7 concentration dooms us. I disagree. Why? He's pointing to this data, guys, okay? Analysis here that says the S&P 500, so the stock market, hasn't seen a May to October surge like this since 1950. Okay, so this is a once in a blue moon event. History says momentum like this rarely fades. 9 out of 10 times, the rally kept rolling from November to April with the average gains near 14%. Okay, so basically you just want to hold, guys, because it seems like if history were to repeat, we're about to see an explosive, November to April, guys. Okay, from this month until April, we should still skyrocket. We should still keep skyrocketing. Okay? Though, on the other hand, he says history is hard to fade. Which means what? Uh-oh. This is what you call red alert. Do you guys see the sirens? History is hard to fade, which means you shouldn't fade history. You should go with history, guys. Which history shows us that every time this has occurred, okay, huge gains from sell and May return, May to October, very, very much in the green. If that's the case, then November to April will be very much in the green as well. History should be faded this time around. Okay? Simple as 1, 2, 3. That's all this means, guys. Which means probably from November to April, we're gonna go down like this. Okay? Which is fascinating. But this is where it gets even crazier, because guess who's back into the scene? Michael J. Burry. Michael Burry has tweeted for the first time in years saying, sometimes we see bubbles. Sometimes there is something to do about it. Sometimes the only winning move is not to play. So on one hand, we see Jim Cramer saying we should keep on holding, right? And we should trust in history that the stock market will keep rising until April. On the other hand, we know he's been wrong every other time. And then now we have the Big Short telling us the bubble is about to pop. Do they mean the collapse? There's a chance, but I think minimum a recession. Okay? If he's coming back, guys, because he called the move, I think before 2008 was it? Right? And shorted the entire markets and made so much money. He's trying to do that again, it seems like. Okay? So Michael Burry just filed his 13F 11 days early. He has never done this before, but why? He put massive puts, which are shorts, I guess, on Palantir and Nvidia. There it is. So he's heavily shorting the market, guys. Right? Wow, this is odd. I have a strange feeling that we're going to dump even harder probably in the months to come. I'm not even kidding. Right? Just because of that Jim Cramer tweet. And plus we have everything else piling on top of the tweets, guys. Right? The hints. Robert Kiyosaki says, massive crash beginning. Millions will be wiped out. Protect yourself. Silver, gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Nope. Why? Just why? Investors will protect you. Take care. He's saying that something crazy is coming, guys, right? Probably a recession, if not the depression, but probably something worse, Event X. And for you to hold silver, gold, and Bitcoin, Ethereum. You know, during these crises, guess which of these assets get hit the hardest? Bitcoin and Ethereum, because it's risk on, right? These are not safe haven assets at all. So I'm sorry. The thing is, I don't know why he would say this, right? He knows in plain sight. If you just look at the charts, it doesn't take it's not rocket science. So I don't know why he's fooling people with this idea. Silver and gold are fantastic investments during hectic times, chaotic times. Then Kim.com says, did you buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin Cash when I told you? Congratulations if you did. It's not too late to buy. The markets will collapse. On the other hand, Kim.com is on the same boat as us. Buy gold, buy silver. Same with Robert Kiyosaki. Buy gold, buy silver. Same as Michael Burry, right? But the difference here is I don't know why they keep adding an altcoin. For us, it's XRP, right? We know this to be a fact. For us, it's XRP, which I call the safe haven asset, which will decouple from every other asset class during the collapse. Everything is gonna collapse while XRP rises. But they all believe the markets will collapse, guys, right? And we do too. Now, how do we know that it will happen in due time? Well, literally look up. When you look to the stars, do you see that North Star, the star that shines very brightly? Well, that's Warren Buffett, the Warren Buffett indicator. He's literally an indicator. Why? Because breaking, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway reports a record high cash balance of $381.7 billion. What is going on, Warren Buffett? That's insanity. Almost $500 billion. And after this collapse, he's going to literally flood his entire cash balance into stocks and different industries and buy literally everything up. He's going to become like BlackRock during the collapse because on how cheap everything will be. And after the collapse, trillionaire status. I'm not kidding. That's why he's hoarding so much. Buffett sold a net minus $6.1 billion worth of stock last quarter. For the 5th straight quarter, Berkshire has halted stock buybacks. Wow, so they're not buying any stocks, okay? Or buying back their own stocks or whatever. Because he knows what's upcoming. He's literally an insider, right? He's in talks, in cahoots with the Federal Reserve, BlackRock. Okay, they gave him the inside info, right? But it's all in plain sight. If you choose to listen, you choose to listen. If you don't, you don't. So, the largest recession and crash since 1930s, not yet, but coming. Warren Buffett's cash pile is now larger than the market cap of all but 30 public companies in the entire world. What is Buffett waiting for? 2000? Let's not even look at this. There's no need, even though the trend is going higher. Let's just take a look from 2020, okay? Just from 2020. So 2020, it seems like he was out of everything, right? The highest point when he had over like 100 billion in cash. Then he injected it into the markets during the recession and all that stuff, and then he's been taking money out of the markets in a crazy fast pace, to the point this has never happened before. It's going parabolic. Okay. Before the collapse, this thing's gonna probably shoot up to 500 billion. The collapse appears like this, guys. This thing is gonna go like that. I'm not even kidding, right? The cash balance, the cash on hand, is gonna go all the way down under 100 billion. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting, because take this analysis like an actual chart, right? The cryptocurrency is at 0, and it's going to $1, $2, $5, $10. Now it's at 50, 100, 500, 1,000. What is that? A parabola. Usually parabolas end in magnificent fashion. It goes back to the average, right? To where it started from. So this thing is going to go up a little bit more and then come crashing down like that, which means he's going to flood all his liquidity into the markets, okay? When the collapse appears, and that's how he's going to become trillionaire status. Berkshire Hathaway just announced it is suspending stock buybacks, which means what? They're not buying any stocks back. Buffett sitting on 380 billion and refusing to buy stocks is pretty loud. Something is about to break. Warning. Right? Look at this. Buffett keeps selling stocks. And more takeaways from Berkshire Hathaway earnings. Right? Simple as 1, 2, 3. So they continue to raise cash, and now having $381 billion, I still remember 2008 when Warren Buffett used his cash pile to bail out financials like Goldman Sachs for an epic deal. Wow. So that's his game plan here, right? He's going to probably bail out huge institutions when they're about to go bankrupt or something, right? When they're collapsing. It's going to be super cheap. Right, it's going to be the craziest deals. Wow. He knows something big is coming and is preparing. Right? On the other hand, people are saying, oh, he's been increasing his cash position over 15 years. But no, it's different. Because it's going parabolic now. Before, in the 2000s to 2010s, 10 decades, gradual rise. All of a sudden, it's parabolic. You guys see the difference? Because he's getting more scared by the day, it seems like. Okay? Which obviously makes sense. On the other hand, with gold, that's why gold has been rising. Right now, it is taking a breather. I think, personally, this thing is going to come down here. Like we mentioned before. When it comes down there, cryptos will explode. Okay? Cryptos are going to explode. XRP is going to go back to $3 when gold does this. Okay, but after this is done, the retest, okay, of the previous structure break, it's going to go like this. When this appears, that's when the crash happens and XRP dies and Bitcoin dies. Okay, so those are my thoughts and opinions on what's to come. I'll prepare such because there are extreme warnings out there. Such as from AMTV Media breaking something big is coming. Do you guys feel it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a big update. So everybody can feel and sense, almost like a dog knows an earthquake is coming, something big is coming very, very soon. The elites have masterfully planned and conned the American people into the greatest AI cover-up simulation.
So I'm going to pause it right there. Got something big is coming. We're going to save that for another video because it ties to AI and stuff like that, which is another bubble brewing. But again, I'll be prepared. Huge things are on the horizon. They know it, and we do too. Not on each device. But anyways, that's so amazing. See ya.